Thank you, Madam President. I rise on a point of personal privilege.
The senator has the floor.
Thank you, Madam President. I will attempt to be brief. Madam President, I guess I'm a little bit baffled because I wanted to be in Hampton by now. And I guess I'm a little bit baffled too by all of this self-righteous indignation I'm hearing over what started as a conversation about the redistricting vote that took place on Tuesday. And one of the things I heard first was about dark money and all of the dark money that was pouring into Virginia with regard to that. But I want to start with one thing first, and that was I registered to vote under voter suppression. And I'm very doubtful that there's any of my colleagues to my left, excluding this one, who cared one bit about the fact that I had to register under voter suppression. And so I'm not at all enamored about discussions about disenfranchisement, because I was disenfranchised when I had to register to vote. So all of this stuff about disenfranchisement, give me a break. Now let me talk about dark money. So the Thiel money and the Musk money that came into this state wasn't so dark. It paid for those oxymoronic named flyers that came under the name of Justice for Democracy, that filled my mailbox every other day and daily in the last 2 weeks with those stereotypical messages talking about what was going to happen to me as a black person if this amendment passed. You know, that was beyond propaganda. It was lies. It was innuendo. It misused the civil rights movement. It misused Martin Luther King. It misused people who fought and died for the right to vote under the name of Justice for Democracy. You know, and talk about dark money. You know, give me a break about justice and democracy. Oxymoronic words coming from folks who are concerned about trying to get the right to vote for folks who need it. Now, let me talk a little bit about why this is happening. This is a political scientist talking now. The Congress of the United States is supposed to be the lawmaking body. And they have capitulated that responsibility of making laws and turned it over to the executive branch. They no longer are concerned about making laws. They are only concerned about saying yes to an individual and saying, how quickly can we say yes to someone? You know, how far can we bend our back to say yes? You know, they no longer make policy. They simply say, tell us what it is that we have to do and how quickly can we do it. So they no longer are making decisions on behalf of the people. This people-making body is no longer making decisions on behalf of the people. So, quite frankly, when I talk to people about that amendment that passed on Tuesday, I talk to them about who do you want making decisions for you? Who do you want sitting in those seats? Do you want people who are just going to automatically say yes? Or do you want people who are going to be thoughtful deliberators and push back on decisions like HB1 that takes away your Medicaid, that takes away your health care, that takes away SNAP, that takes away housing? Or do you want people who are simply going to say, oh, yes, Mr. President, whatever you say? Or do you want people who are going to be deliberative and concerned about who you are as a person and make decisions that matter to you? That's what this is about. It's not about maps. It's about people who care about you as a human being and are going to go into Washington, D.C. and push back and make decisions. So ask your constituents, why is it that you have to drive 40 miles or 60 miles to find a health care facility? It's not because of decisions that are being made here in Richmond or in Northern Virginia. We're not the ones who did it to you. So let's not get this all twisted. We are making the decisions that are right for you. And you are going to be able to elect people who care about you and make decisions that are going to be right for you. So that's why we're here this day. And ultimately, the right decisions are going to be made. And happy birthday, Stella. Thank you, Madam President.